right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99. Back with another one, y'all. Back with another keys to victory / prediction for another fight we all looking forward to this weekend. This is on the early prelims, just so y'all know. This is going to be the first of two fights that we're looking forward to at 6:30 p.m. for the UFC 292 card this Saturday coming up. We got Andrea Lee versus Natalia Silva. Good flyweight matchup. This is a much-needed step up for Natalia Silva. Andrea Lee is number 13. I think Natalia Silva, she has those skills to go in and make this a good fight. But Andrea Lee, she also has some good skills, and she's on a 2-fight losing streak right now. This could make her a dangerous opponent. So real quick, man, let me go through my keys to victory for both fighters. Andrea Lee, she's one of those fighters, like I said before, just doesn't really piece it together. She's got some good tools. But as far as like the resume, when you look at it, who is she beating? You know, she's come up short too many times against fighters that she should have beaten. And it kind of shows you right there. That's the evidence I'm going off of. People think I'm bashing a fighter, but no, I'm just looking at what she's done and what she's capable of doing and how she's let it slip time and time again. She went on a nice little 2-fight win streak against Calvillo and Antonina. But again, the quality of opponent versus the last few opponents she's lost to. And then as soon as she steps in with an Araujo, you know, she loses again. Macy Barber, controversial in some people's opinion, but I thought she lost that fight. But now she's coming in against a confident fighter, you know, a confident, tough, young, athletic striker that can do a little bit of everything in Natalia Silva. So for Andrea Lee in this fight, man, I think the number one thing for her when she's dealing with a speedy striker like this, she's got to be on her timing. She's got to be ready for everything. She has to be on her timing. Her timing has to be on point on all levels. And I'm talking about whether it's going for a takedown or if she wants to stand in there like the first couple of rounds with Natalia Silva. Timing's important against speed. That's how you beat speed. You know, I think she needs to wait for those quick hand combinations, you know, feel it out first to see what type of variety she's throwing. And then she needs to stick that long jab down the middle. It has to be timed well. Andrea Lee, her reach is like a 69.5. She's tall and long for the division. So, you know, she needs to use that to her advantage. Use that long jab down the middle. It'll kind of knock Natalia Silva off balance. Victoria Leonardo was able to land the jab a few times, you know. So I think that Andrea Lee, who has pretty decent boxing, you know, if she uses some good feints, you know, set some little traps, she can stick that jab down the middle. And also it can set up head kicks, you know, time and time again. She throws the right hand or throws the jab. Let Natalia Silva, you know, step into a range and boom, set up the kick. You know, just set it up off a combination that she's throwing. Next, I'll say utilize the left hook. Andrea Lee, you know, she has a good left hook. That's another thing I noticed about her. You know, when she faced some of these other strikers like Calvillo, Vivian Araujo, once she steps in or her opponent steps in, you know, she'll kind of like wade and move her head to the left and then she'll come back with the left hook. But it has to be set up right, you know, when you're dealing with a speedy fighter, which leads to timing, you know, goes back to timing. You have to be able to, you know, fight off a good jab, mix in those calf kicks. All that has to be timed against a speed fighter, and then throw that left hook right down the center, and you can possibly hurt Natalia Silva with that shot, especially with her speed coming in. Last, I'll say, is ground control. You know, she doesn't. Andrea Lee never really had the power to me or the focus to control on the feet. So, you know, she has her moments. She'll win like these little exchanges, but she never really has that ability or that consistency to just outbox or outstrike somebody, you know. So I think it's important that she gets ground control in this fight. You know, she needs to go in for takedowns once, you know, she's in that striking mode. She's faking Natalia Silva in that striking mode. You know, she's get that body lock and get a couple of trips and just go ahead and pull Natalia Silva down, you know, at least halfway through each round and just kind of pin her there, get that side control, get that top control. You know, her jiu-jitsu's okay, but sometimes she'll get in that mode where she'll just kind of want to hang out on the ground and just hold an opponent down. So if she's able to do that and mix in some ground and pound, like she pulled down Macy Barber a few times but didn't get any ground and pound. If she incorporates ground and pound, you know, she can take rounds that way. So I think right now she just needs to be looking for a victory, not doing anything fancy. So timing the striking of Natalia Silva, you know, landing her left hook to make Natalia Silva honest and just pulling her down and, you know, stealing rounds with takedowns is what she really needs to be doing right for this whole fight. Natalia Silva, this girl right here, she's fast. She's also quick with the mind. You can tell whenever she lets combinations go, they just flow. They just so fluid, because every shot has power on it. Every shot has power, so you can tell by muscle memory. She knows how to throw and turn over everything, but at the same time get in and get out. She doesn't really waste a lot of time just throwing BS strikes or anything like that. Everything counts. So you can tell that she's kind of trained that way on how to get into that line of fire to kind of fake her opponents out. And then she'll throw like these loopy shots, and then she'll be gone, or she'll throw a head kick or throw a good 1-2 down the middle, and she's out. So Natalia Silva's been doing this against a lot of slower fighters. She's on a 3-fight win streak in the UFC. Those big slower fighters, she's been able to tee off on. So we'll see what she can do against somebody that's going to move around and actually try to strike back. This is another big, tall, long flyweight that she's facing here. So first up, I'll say for Natalia Silva, what I call from her, since I've been watching her fights, I say she needs to do a pick and stick. And that's basically just kind of pick those moments whenever, she feels comfortable enough, and whenever she feels like the timing is right, and stick those combinations. Stick that 1-2 head kick down the middle, move, do the same thing, pick the moment, then stick her. Pick the moment, then stick her. And make sure she's sticking to, like sticking straight punches, because Andrea Lee's head is on the line. And, you can split that guard. Andrea Lee, she's a bleeder. Once you stick those combinations down the pipe, you do that pick and stick like she does. She's really sticking and committing to those shots. Once you hit Andrea Lee in the nose a few times, all it takes is a couple of those shots and she's leaking, So just stick to that pick and stick that she usually does. Don't give Andrea Lee any room to grab her or any chances to counter. It has to be that pick and stick and move. Next, I'll say is that dip and trip, man. And what I say with that she does is once opponents grab her, she kind of like dips around. She kind of rides that wave. I noticed like when Jasmine, and I was looking at a couple of early fights before the UFC, like even when Jazzy Vicious would grab her, they would try to wrestle her down, but like her feet are moving, she's keeping balance, but her body kind of waves with their direction. It goes with their direction, and she's kind of going wobbly back and forth, so she's kind of walking with them. And then she'll kind of go the other direction, and she's still squirming, like her feet are still squirming, and she's still like keeping her balance, and she's walking fast with them. So once they're trying to pull her down, they just can't, because her takedown defense, her balance is so good. She's just really athletic. So while she's doing that kind of dipping back and forth, do that trip that she does. Stick that foot and do that body toss. Stick that left leg in and get that trip and get that top position like she does, and get that work in like she did against Jazzy Vicious, and even that hip toss against I believe she did a hip toss against Teresa Bleda as well. Use that weight against them. So yeah, man, I think Natalia Silva also, a big part of her game is the takedowns, because it surprises people. She's explosive, so she could do that to Andrea Lee once she steps in on her. Last, I say for her, man, Natalia Silva just needs to go in there and have fun with it, because I think that you see her style, the way she fights. She's one of those fighters that's really confident in what she does. And when I say have fun with it, because I told people that before, like, even we be in the gym sometimes, it's like when you say have fun, it don't necessarily mean go in there and be stupid and reckless. No, like that's a term that people use, like I've heard, around the way too, when people say have fun. Even for myself, when I go to the gym, it's weird. What I mean is like have fun with it. Is just go in there, enjoy what you do. So Natalia Silva just needs to really not overthink in this fight, but just commit to what she does and have fun with the job that she has. Not be reckless. Having fun doesn't mean being reckless. You can do things that are fun in life, but not be reckless. People like to skydive for fun, right? But what happens if you go out there and be reckless, right? Your parachute, you might forget your parachute or whatever, right? You go crashing head first down and you gone, right? So yeah, fun has nothing to do with being reckless and being stupid. I'm just saying, like, she needs to be that fighter that just is confident in what she does and continues to do what she does, entertain the crowd, and just fight with that unpredictability that she does. Sometimes she'll take you down. Sometimes she'll throw those combinations. Sometimes she'll knee you in the inside. She can pull off a submission win. She can grapple a little bit. So I think Natalia just needs to stick to her overall game plan that she's used to doing, because her speed is on point, and also her striking is. So for this fight, man, when it comes down to it, I'm going to say this is going to probably start off like maybe a bit of a feel out round where Natalia just kind of gets into a rhythm, and you're going to see Andrea Lee kind of fight a little tentative, being weary of the speed, trying to establish her jab, maybe even throw some hard hooks in there to, just test the chin of Natalia Silva. But I think when Natalia Silva fires off one combination and she draws blood, she's going to get comfortable. And I think the more she throws combinations in this fight and moves, and she's a hard target to hit, Andrea Lee's going to have a difficult time to catch up. And I think this might go on for about maybe the first round or two. But eventually, I think if it doesn't go into the third round, I think by the end of the second or possibly the third, I think Natalia Silva is going to overwhelm her with some of these hard head kicks and combinations, and it's going to lead to possible second or third round stoppage, just from Natalia Silva busting her up. I think even in the center, if Andrea Lee tries to clinch up in this fight to pull her down, I think Natalia Silva controls the bottom, gets back to her feet, and, she just throws she's going to be throwing a lot of head kicks in this fight and stepping in with some quick combinations, getting in, getting out. I don't think Andrea Lee really has that timing down personally whenever she's in these fights. If she did in the past, I think, she would have been able to beat fighters like Lauren Murphy one side, or even Roxanne in the rematch, or possibly even JoJo, but she was always coming up short against those strikers. But a striker like Natalia Silva, who's going to be a little bit more technical and has speed and power, I think it's going to just lead to second or third round stoppage for Natalia Silva in this one, guys. Yeah, so overall, I'm picking Natalia Silva to win the fight, but Andrea Lee, she has the ability to win the fight. It's all in if she puts these tools together. So if you ask me, who am I picking? Natalia Silva. But does Andrea Lee have a chance to win this fight? Absolutely. Absolutely. She definitely has the experience, and she is on that 2-fight losing streak. So we never know how dangerous a person's going to be. Once their career is on the line, they could show up and do something. But I just believe the focus and the tools, all of that really points to Natalia Silva, because she fights like she wants something. She fights like she really wants to be there. Sometimes Andrea Lee, I just don't know. But yeah, if she shows up Saturday night, then hey, she has that ability to win. She has everything needed to win this fight. But yeah, that's all I got on this one. Let me know what y'all think. I'm gonna be calling these fights. They're the first two on the card. So yeah, let me know in the comment section who y'all got. Natalia Silva, Andrea Lee. I'm going with Natalia Silva by second or third round stoppage. Let me know who y'all got. I'm out. Peace.